Good morning. This is CBC Chat 25, backed by popular demand. There was 3 people that have asked for this over the last year or so, but I've got another victim. Candidate has volunteered on the Qualicum Beach Facebook page, Connie Kuramoto, and I do not know Connie, never met her, but she volunteered, and today we're going to get to know more about Connie, and in this case, we'll find out what some of her interests are and endeavors in a short space of time with a couple of chuckles. And let's see what Connie is up to. So Connie, if you could tell us your name, a little bit about your background. I think you've got something to do from your Facebook page with growing your own food. And but if I've got it right, that's about all I know about Connie. So here we go over to Connie. Okay, Connie, you're on the stage.
I'm Connie Kuramoto, and I have been involved in growing things all my life. I grew up in Massachusetts, where I took botany at the University of Massachusetts, and then came out here and did some commercial fishing, and also ran a market garden in Port Albion across from Ucluelet. And so I was there for over 10 years, did some commercial fishing, raised 100 chickens while I was out there. Cougar Annie was my hero. And that was the plan, is I wanted to run a mail order nursery for plants from Port Albion on the West Coast. That was my plan. I had an acreage in Port Albion. But was commercial fishing in the meantime. And one day when I realized that after an 18-hour day, I probably would make more working at McDonald's because fish prices had plummeted. I thought, I went uptown, I got a newspaper and saw a course at VIU. It was then called Malspina, and it was a greenhouse horticulture technology course. And so I thought, I would go and take that, and then I would come back and I would open my mail order nursery. Well, what happened is when I got to Malspina College, I ended up working there for 20 years. So I took the course, and then I was every instructor's nightmare, the student who never went away. But I had already worked in greenhouses. I had already run a market garden, and they were overwhelmed with starting a new course, and we had greenhouses there, and I kept making the instructor these long lists of things that needed to be done in the greenhouse. And one day he pulled them out of his drawer, he handed them to me, and he said, "You're hired." So I got my job at the college, and I worked there for 20 years. And then after 20 years, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful job. I loved working there. I loved the people that I worked with, but I retired just to sort of do something new. And that's when I started my business, Gardens on the Go. And we moved from Nanaimo to Qualicum so that I would basically have more room to grow food and garden. And my gardening business, I help other people get their gardens going. I prune for people. I give workshops and talks. So yeah.
Okay.
Speaking to 2 garden clubs next week. So and then the Qualicum Beach Garden Club, I think the following week. So, or is that in April?
Well, when I publish this, you don't mind if I put your name and phone number on the screen? That's okay.
Yep. No, it's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That obviously, we're from Manitoba, and when you came out here, the growing thing is quite a bit different than the prairies. And my wife likes to grow everything, and and she bought a bunch of plants, way too many plants, and they grow like 10 times faster than the prairie. So we probably could have used your services. We've been here 20 years and a little bit before then. But so in your endeavor, this is your current business that you're running right now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Outside of your business, what are some of your big hobbies?
I garden.
Oh, okay. You're not a classical musician or play the bagpipes or anything, do you?
No, it's sometimes I think that, I should probably get a different hobby, but I always find myself back in the garden. So like yesterday, I spent virtually all day in the garden, and I overwintered some onions. So I weeded around those guys, and I added to my asparagus bed, and I just, it's kind of what I live and breathe is, either I'm preparing for a class and I'm learning more about gardening, or I'm gardening for someone else, or I'm gardening in my own little half-acre paradise here. So that's pretty well what I do.
You're in a growing business, that's for sure.
This is true. I do like going out on the water, and earlier this year I volunteered for marine emergency rescue, but I'm still working through some of the coursework there. I have to get my small boat operators and my radio operators license, and so I'm still working through some of that. And then I'm also taking a digital marketing course. And I'm just doing that because I would like to put my classes online so that I can reach more people and teach more people how to grow food. So that's kind of,
that's a wonderful idea. It's like this. I'm an old man in my room, and we're going to post this, and people all over the world can see it. It's definitely, you can expand your reach by doing YouTube videos, instructional videos. I get a lot of information off of online too. Things I want to do, I can find instructors. So I commend you on your digital marketing course. That's just perfect for you. I can see already out in the garden with a spade and or whatever, and it's going to come across pretty good.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, the main thing is, I think that with our we've really seen with our situation how supply chains can get interrupted, how food prices can soar over any world event, really. And so, it's a nice bit of security, even if you know how to grow a few greens in a container. It really can help. That feeling of, okay, I got this. I can do some sprouting. I can do some stuff. I have an insane amount of seeds in my basement, just an insane amount of seeds. And so,
Usually people are hiding cash, drugs, and stuff in their basement. Oh, you got seeds.
I got seeds. That's better than cash or drugs. The planting is my addiction. So and my greatest pleasure, I like to cook too. And so my greatest pleasure is to go out to the garden and see what's for dinner. And that's how I roll.
Oh, okay. Some restaurants have gardens attached to them now. I see on TV. I'm not aware of any around here, but talk about fresh.
Yeah. That's the way I really like it. And the flavor and nutrition, there's been studies show that, some things like lettuce lose 98% of their nutrition by the time they reach, and day one, actually. So, by picking them day one and throwing them in the bowl and eating them right away. I mean, I've come to almost look at my fridge as death row for vegetables. Things don't improve there. So I like to just go out, harvest, eat them right away. In the summer, I do some preserving.
You could have little cells in your fridge, so with bars. So you put your lettuce in there, so death row lined up. But Connie, I think part of my criteria is we can't make these commercials, and I don't want this to be a commercial. What my intent was to get to know the people behind some of these businesses and just people that visit our community. And I think we've done that today. I think I know you a little bit, and I think some other people will. And if an offshoot is that you get a few calls and some interest for your business, that would be wonderful too. But that's not the intent of this. YouTube won't let you post commercials really on there. And it's not intended to be that. Actually, you said you were commercial fishing. Does that mean you're surfing around on the TV channels looking for commercials? Oh, no, bad joke. Old man joke. Okay. But Connie, thank you very much for doing this today. You are now on part of, I got my CBC chat 25, CBC actually, Court Brooker chat. I'm waiting for CBC to sue me for using their initials, but thank you so much, and good luck in your endeavors. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye for now.
Goodbye for now.